Hello and welcome to the newest episode of the Right Stuf Anime Podcast. I'm Thomas and I'm joined today by...
I'm Quinn.
I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
So, we missed last week, but if you follow our social media page, you will see that we were all just getting drunk. Actually, we weren't getting drunk, but we were sampling some delicious beer.
Yes.
It was our little way of celebrating getting through the holiday and thanking you guys for donating to our beer fund.
Yes. Thank you for saying that you cared about the fact that we were getting run ragged during Christmas.
Yeah. So we got to sit around and drink some beer, and for those who didn't drink beer, there were other refreshments.
Yes, there was Mountain Dew.
Board games.
Board game was fun.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of other stuff. So it was a nice way to spend last Thursday. So that's why there wasn't a podcast. But we're here this week. And we've got some stuff for you. So we're going to kind of start off with some news. The biggest thing for me, as a Satoshi Kon fan, is Paranoia Agent is now streaming on Funimation now.
It lives!
Whoa.
This is the last piece of the Satoshi Kon puzzle, with Tokyo Godfather now coming to theaters with a brand new dub. And then probably eventual release, and then Paranoia Agent now streaming with another hopeful eventual release, and then all of Satoshi Kon's catalog will be available once again.
Yeah, I remember seeing Paranoia Agent airing on Toonami, and I remember also going, what the heck is going on?
Oh, man.
Because I didn't realize they weren't really connected stories, but kind of, but not really. Oh, it's so confusing.
It's one of the most iconic intros of all time, too. Just the happy music and everybody laughing as the world falls apart around them. Just so amazing.
Yeah, I used to do anime openings for trivia panels. I used to always get that one in there. And I always thought it would trick people, but I learned quickly that it was very iconic. With as many people who may have never even watched the show knew that it was the opening to Paranoia Agent. But it is a really, really great show. It is very much messes with your mind as much as most of Satoshi Kon's stuff does. But I always wish we would have gotten another anime series from him other than Paranoia Agent. But with him passing away so early in 2010, unfortunately. We never got to see anything else from him, but yeah, that's on Funimation now, and so is a lot of our own titles are on Funimation now as well, like Yakatari Japan. So make sure you check those out as well. Second thing is, over the weekend there was Wonderfest in Japan, where they introduced so many figures.
Over 200 of them.
If you follow their social media channels, you were probably bombarded with a new figure like almost every 10 to 15 minutes every day. But there was a lot of really good stuff there. I personally was really a huge fan of the new full-scale Dororo figure. I've been waiting for that for a while, so I'll be jumping on that. Anybody else see anything they really liked?
As an Okami fan, it was cool to see them give Amaterasu like in her, it looks like her Okami Den form, her chibi form. So that would be really cool to see.
Just so much cool stuff on the way. It's just one of those things where, like, thinking about it, like, once those start flowing in, though, we've got to add them all. It's like, maybe we should open that beer donation account again. Like, have us help get through this arduous time for us.
For our figure merchandising department.
But it's going to be so awesome, though. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm not usually excited about figures because I think of them, I'm going to offend people here, they're dust collectors. But they're pretty dust collectors. But I even got excited because they have one of Krim. From Interspecies Reviewer. I'm terrible.
Oh, they also have Inosuke. He's getting...
Oh, yeah. That's good, too. Yeah, lots of
Demon Slayer stuff. Oh, and he's also got, like, one of those, like, tiny ones where it's, like, his head's, like, really big.
His head is always so big on everything because of the pig.
Oh, yeah.
The boar mask
that he wears.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder if they'll give him an alternate head like they do with, like, some of the Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse ones where you get almost like a second figure on the side.
You can also creep yourself out by looking at the pretty boy face and going, you look weird. Here, put your real head back on.
I love that he is a pretty boy underneath.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best jokes in the entire show.
Such a good touch.
Then last thing is Promare is now up for pre-order up on our website. So there's no official release date on it yet, but we do have it up for pre-order if you want to make sure you get your hands on it right away when it comes in. I know that I've got mine pre-ordered already. It's one of the best movies last year, and I can't wait to see what else Trigger's going to be doing here soon. So what's everybody been up to? Quinn, what have you been up to?
I have been keeping up with half of what I was excited for because that was way too much anime to watch. So yeah, I've been keeping up with Id Invaded, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Case Files of Julia Richard, because I got around to watching that, and it's actually much more in-depth and interesting than I was giving it credit for, and I think that a lot of people are talking about it being a hidden gem for the season. Isekai Quartet Season 2, My Hero Academia, and I would be keeping up with the Interspecies Reviewer, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Turns out there are very strong adult themes in that series, and Funimation apparently didn't know.
I don't know how that happened, guys. I'm just saying.
I will come to the defense of Funimation here.
I know.
When these shows are being picked up a lot now by Crunchyroll, Funimation, Sentai, a lot of times the progress of the show is they're kind of just given an outline of what the show is about and maybe a couple of images.
Oh yeah. They probably had an idea of what it was going to be. And honestly, as somebody who read the manga before it was even announced, I was like, what? It's getting an anime? How did that get passed in Japan?
Yeah. And it could have been very easily that they're like, we're going to take a conservative approach on this. And
to which I was saying, how?
And it just didn't end up being that way. I totally understand it. That platform is meant to be, friendly for all ages. If you have a parent on there that is paying for a subscription for their kid, and they see their kid streaming Interspecies Reviewer.
I will say I was getting a kick out of seeing all the censorship because what they had to do, because there was on the third episode where it was just a blank screen that said, please enjoy the audio without the visuals.
Yeah.
At least they had fun with the censorship.
Yeah.
Plus, also, when they pulled it from Japanese TV, we got to go through the whole nice boat meme again.
Well, that's true.
From when
I know Bodie
days.
McBoatface. I don't know
it's the school days thing.
Oh yes.
We won't get into that, but look it up. It's a meme. All right, Chris, what have you been up to?
So my keeping up on the current stuff has sort of bogged down a bit. American TV has been jamming me up between the end of The Good Place and the start of Star Trek Picard, but I've still been enjoying Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. But when I get a free time, I've been sort of working through my back catalog of stuff. I picked up the awesome limited edition of Gridman that we've got on the website and have been watching through that. First time going through, watching with the English dub, and the sound mastering on that is awesome, but it's awkward when you've got a roommate who's trying to sleep and just like massive explosions, like, oh, okay, no, this is awkward. But also, working through some other stuff, I picked up G Gundam a while back, and I'm finally starting to watch that. It's as ridiculous as you would hope it would be. And then I'm also starting to dip my toes into Madoka. That's on Netflix. A lot of stuff has been getting added on Netflix lately. A lot of the Sentai titles that used to be just sort of stuck on like High Dive or Amazon Prime. So that's a good time to check out a lot of those series. But Madoka's been really interesting so far. But I'm not that deep into it yet, so no spoilers.
It gets better and better. All right. Well, what are you up to?
Well, I have been watching the current season and then dropping it to go back to my back catalog. Not to say that that this season is bad. It's just I'm more of a binging kind of guy, so I like to watch the first couple episodes, see if I'm into a series, and then if I'm into it, just hold off until the full series released and then watch everything.
Yeah, I'm having to do that with Haikyuu.
Yeah. So I have been watching some of the back catalog, which includes Steins Gate.
Steins Gate!
Finally.
Woo!
Which is I really enjoyed it. It's one of those like well executed anime that was able to do well based on its pretty novel concept of time travel, which I thought was really interesting. And then I also decided to watch Beck as well.
Oh, love Beck!
I loved Beck so much. It was nice how it was low key, but I really enjoyed like the direction that it took and how it tried to put more of like some like visuals instead of like dialogue. Because there is some certain scenes where like people are talking, but you don't hear what they're saying. But it's like it's okay because you already know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And also, there's often a visual metaphor going on in the background to help explain the emotions behind what they're saying.
The Funimation release, and somebody tell me if I'm wrong, some of the music in that had to be edited, right, because of copyright?
Well, the one, like, near the end of the show, they do a festival, and they covered a Beatles song.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so they had to completely replace it for the dub.
Yeah.
I don't know how it turned out on the sub version.
It's
but
like the Wonder Years thing. If anybody was ever a Wonder Years fan,
man.
I don't know if anybody's old enough to have been watching Wonder Years, but they took forever for that to get a release because they had to get the rights to like all. And there was like a great like old 60s, 70s song in like every episode of Wonder Years. I went off a tangent there. But
Yeah, well, there's a lot of shows like that. Like, I was a big fan of the MTV sketch comedy show, The State.
Yeah,
and because it was on
another one,
MTV, they used a lot of 90s music. And so when they put it out on DVD, they just straight up... We had to find sound-alikes for everything.
Yeah. And you'll kind of notice, too, that with some shows that go to Blu-ray and DVD, some shows will have subtitles for the songs and some won't. There's actually a cost associated with having subtitles for a song sometimes. So it's...
Wow.
Japan is very
That's
interesting when it comes to these things. So.
Yeah. And I have to go back to Steins Gate and ask Will. So once you finished it, did you go back and watch episode 1 all over again right after the end to see all the little things you missed?
No.
No, you need to do that. You need to do that.
Okay.
It's totally worth it.
Did you like Steins Gate Zero?
I have not seen that.
I did not care for it at all.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind
It
of
was like
mediocre.
it was my feelings of like the second season of Psycho-Pass too. Like I just like couldn't recapture like all the glory of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Zero. I'm
I'll give it a
planning-
try. It might have just
Yeah.
been me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, like I just wasn't able to relive the glory of how good Steins Gate was. You know. Anything else, Will?
Well, actually, for our blog post, I'm trying or attempting to read all of One Piece, the manga.
Oh, wow.
All of it.
All of it.
How many volumes?
We're getting up to 95,
Yeah.
and the
that's
1000th
doable.
chapter is coming out in like a couple months.
That's doable.
Yeah, as of last week, pulling up the Shonen Jump app, One Piece was on chapter
His phone's taking too long to load. It's too
970.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
much.
but yeah,
And he still says he's got another like 20 chapters or so in him, right?
20 volumes or
20
something.
volumes.
Yeah. 20 chapters, something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like 20 full books.
Well,
That's-
Yeah.
honestly, it's going to be way easier to read it than it would be to try to catch up to the anime.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, what is it, like 720-minute episodes?
Yeah.
Do you want to devote a month of your life to anime?
Yeah.
I devoted a month just to watch Bleach. No.
And no offense to the
I
Bleach,
I
Bleach
skipped the
fans.
fillers too. I'm gonna say that.
filler.
No
So
offense to the
different.
Bleach fans, but after the what is it? The arc, the very like one of the very first arcs. where they
Soul
go-
Society?
Yeah, after the
Oh,
Soul
man.
Society arc,
Oh,
it
yeah.
never gets as good,
Mhm.
and that
It
like
does.
is like very early on. So sorry, Bleach. For me, I actually haven't been up to a lot of anime or manga stuff myself. The Oscars were last week. I'm a big film fan, so I made sure to catch up on everything that was nominated. I was very happy to see Parasite won a bunch. I saw that the mangaka of Monster did a little illustration of the director Bong Joon-ho of Parasite, which I thought was really, really awesome. Another really kind of cool thing about it, too, is like I always kind of wonder about the relations between Japan and South Korea because of what happened during World War II. So it kind of makes me happy to see that, you know, artists from Japan and South Korea, you know, support each other like they do.
Exactly.
But there is one thing I did read, and that was the Death Note one-shot featuring Donald Trump.
Oh.
I'll just
Yeah.
quickly go through the idea behind it. So the idea is it takes place, I think, about either 10 to 20 years after the events of the original Death Note. And Ryok decides that he's bored and wants some apples again, so
bored.
he's going to go back to Earth and give the Death Note to somebody. Well, this time, the guy that he gives the Death Note to is actually pretty intelligent too, asks a bunch of questions about what the rules are, and then says, I need you to come back and visit me in 2 years. And he's like, but I want apples now. And he's like, nope, 2 years, so I'll give you as many apples as you want. So he comes back in 2 years, and he's set up, the character has set up all this stuff to not use the Death Note, but to put the Death Note up for auction.
Oh.
So he figures out the Ryok cannot be seen by anybody except for those who have touched the Death Note, which at this point is only like 3 people. It was no, I think it was L. the one that replaced
Oh,
what's his name?
Nier?
No, Nier. Yeah, it was Nier who replaced L.
Yeah.
He can see Ryuk, and then was it the main character's father, and then one of the investigators were like the only three people who could see Ryuk. So he has Ryuk go on a news channel and hold up a sign that says, "I have the Death Note. Announce on social media how much you're willing to pay for it." And so it like creates this huge chaos, and like Donald Trump's like immediately like $1 billion, like $1 billion. And I think I'm not going to ruin the ending. The ending is really kind of cool. I think it's kind of a cop out what they do, unfortunately, but it's really interesting to see. It's a different side of the story where the Death Note is never used, and like how it can be so powerful even though nobody can use it. Yeah, it's kind of a cool one shot. It's only about 86 pages. It goes by really quick, and I had a great time with it, and it was really funny to see Donald Trump in a manga.
Does Ryuk ever just like sit on a pile of apples going, yes?
He's like always remarking like how intelligent this idea is, but unfortunately, I feel like there's kind of a Deus Ex Machina at the end that like unfortunately goes against like what this kid was doing. And it kind of frustrates me because I was like, I would like to see this idea all the way through, but I understand they have to do what they do, otherwise they could never do another one shot again. Because there's a thought in there like, well, what happens if Donald Trump did get it and had full control? But I don't know, it's good. It's totally worth reading. I never thought I needed any other Death Note before, but yeah, makes this into like a nice like 1 hour like OVA. I'll watch it all the time. I thought it was really good.
They can use our cartoon president as a stand-in.
Yes. Oh man, it was funny, and they got his character pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's in the Shonen Jump app. It's only $1.99 a month. So
nice.
Even if you're not read a lot of it, just subscribe for a month and check it out. It's totally worth it. But yeah, so our main topic is we are just going to kind of quickly go over, this weekend is the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. We're just going to kind of quickly go over what we think would win each category. We might not go through each category, but we'll go through the ones here that we find the most interesting, maybe see if there's something that we thought got robbed and didn't get nominated. But I think we'll start off with the best opening sequence. What does everybody think about this one? We've got Carol and Tuesday, The Promised Neverland, Mob Psycho 102, let's see, Domestic Girlfriend, Fire Force, and Vinland Saga.
I mean, I kind of have to go with 99.9. I don't know. Mob Psycho always brings it with the openings, and like this might be one of the, might be the best.
I'm Vinland Saga, but
we all knew that.
Yeah. But I mean, that song just got me so hyped for every episode. It was so awesome. Unfortunately, the second opening wasn't able to recreate that, but
I have seen none of them on this minus Fire Force, and I don't remember it. So
yeah, I was about to say I've seen Fire Force in passing, and I enjoyed Carol and Tuesday. So
yeah, Carol and Tuesday was a really good opening too.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think unfortunately the opening of course was pretty decent, but I think it's because everybody forgot that show that nobody even thought about the opening anymore because it unfortunately got dropped by a lot of people. And then for best ending sequence, we had Carol and Tuesday, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Vinland Saga, Fire Force, Dororo, and Sarazanmai.
Sarazanmai is hilarious.
Yeah, that one's so funny.
That one's funny. And then the Kaguya-sama, she's doing that little dance sequence.
Yeah, everybody remembers the Chica dance.
But yeah, Sarazanmai.
Yeah.
I remember just sitting and letting it play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good. I did like Torches from Vinland Saga because I do like Amir a lot. And I actually thought the opening to Dororo was better than the ending. So Sayonara was okay, but it just, I don't know. The Dororo opening was another like, let's get you hyped for this. So there is the best performance by a voice actor, Japanese and English. I think we're going to skip those because I'm going to be completely honest. I am not an expert on like the voice acting. Like there's certain things that I like, but there's certain things that other people like. So I feel like I would just be speaking into the wind if I tried to. So we'll do best fantasy, which is Demon Slayer, Zari. Somebody's got to pronounce it for me because I
Sarazanmai.
Okay. Sentence of a Bookworm, Attack on Titan Season 3, The Promised Neverland, and Astro Lost in Space. I just want to say I'm super happy that Astro Lost in Space at least got nominated.
Yeah.
Because more people need to know about that one.
Yes.
But that being said, I have a feeling Demon Slayer is going to bulldoze a lot of these awards.
I want to put Astro Lost in Space in the best sci-fi category. This is
Yeah,
going against
But there's no sci-fi
I know
category,
there isn't.
which
Yeah.
I know.
And it seems the industry's trending more towards fantasy, and being a sci-fi guy, that bumps me out a little bit. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I see that.
Attack on Titan counts as fantasy.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, Sentence of a Bookworm. Yeah, I think Demon Slayer. I honestly
Yeah.
think this is going to be the Demon Slayer Awards.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how can you compete against Funimation's best anime of the decade?
Yeah, that's very true. So I think it's a consensus on the Demon Slayer, but check out Astro Lost in Space. We did a review of the manga. It's a really good series.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are very good.
Best drama was Stars Align, Carol and Tuesday, The Promised Neverland, Fruits Basket, Vinland Saga, and Babylon.
I mean,
I know one of our coworkers
I know
would say
where
Stars
my
Align.
heart is. Is in Finland Saga, but
I do Vinland Saga, and I haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Fruits Basket, but to me, it's the nostalgia factor driving it more than the actual content. I would definitely go with Vinland Saga.
Yeah, I didn't. Fruits Basket, I actually thought was going to get a little bit more popular than it did. So,
I think Fruits Basket fans are like the silent but strong type.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, also, I think they expected more of a comedy than a drama, and so they're missing out of what they had nostalgia for, and so that's causing a little bit of a disconnect with their audience. But
I wouldn't say the original was a comedy.
I thought from what I heard,
No.
it leaned a little more towards
it has
comedic angles.
It has a little more humor in it,
Yeah.
but it's not comedy. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. But yeah, like maybe you'll find a new generation of fans at some point.
yeah. All right. So then we have Best Comedy. We have Regretsuko, How Heavy Are Your Dumbbells You Lift, Isekai Quartet, Kaguya-sama Love is War. Somebody wants to pronounce Sorry
Zanzai.
Zanmai. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that. And My Roommate is a Cat. I'm going to have to go. Well, I was going to say Regretsuko.
I like Agretzko, but is this including the first season?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it's the first season, I'm with Agretzko.
Well, actually, I think it's the second
Second
season.
season.
So,
Yeah.
you're probably right. I have not seen Kaguya-sama, so I am.
It is a very, very well done one-trick pony.
Mm-hmm.
It is so funny, and they literally just repeat the same joke in different circumstances. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
Isekai Quartet, but you have to know all 4 shows that it's based on, which I think is a detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still don't get any of the Overlord jokes because I don't know that show.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Anybody else have any thoughts? Kaguya-sama? I like My Roommate is a Cat, but I don't think it's the best comedy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've only seen like season 1 of Gretzko stuff, and that's the only thing on this list I've seen. So, but I feel like the same way as Quinn. Like I haven't watched any of those Isekai shows, so like it's such a gatekeeping thing where if you don't know the jokes they're making, it hardly even verifies. It's just making jokes upon itself, and I mean, I'm sure it's great fan service for the fans that love it, but for people on the outside, it's just like there's nothing for me here.
Yeah, I can totally tell when there's a joke that I don't get that I'm like, they're referencing something in
Yeah.
the show and I don't know what it is. And I like My Roommate as a Cat, but it's a slice of life. I don't know what it's doing in this category.
Yeah.
It's a cat. He's cute. That's
Best
all you
drama.
need to know. Best drama. Best fluff.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll do best fight scene. We'll skip best couple because that kind of stuff is just kind of it can go anyway.
Oh,
It
we have
depends.
Given on that list. Are you kidding me? No.
Do you want to do best couple?
No, I just want to say that Given's
Okay,
gonna
Given
win.
wins. Okay. I mean, was it Ymir and Historia is on here too, which kind of makes me roll my eyes. But best fight scene, we have Emperor Crimson versus Metallic in JoJo's. Levi versus the Beast Titan Attack on Titan 3. Mob versus Torichiro. Is that pronounced?
Torichiro?
From Mob Psycho 102. Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rue. From Demon Slayer. Thorfinn versus Thorkill in Vinland Saga. And Ushi Watamaru versus Taiment in Fate Grand Order. I immediately say Levi versus the Beast Titan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my best fight isn't even on the list.
What was that?
The Shin Mazaki versus pretty much everybody in Mob Psycho 102. For people who don't know, Shin Mazaki is the guy that can teleport everywhere in like an instant. And so he gets, so it's in like basically the final fight, and everybody, all Team Mob is trying to beat this one guy, but he's zooming around the place, and I think it's very wonderfully animated and just choreographed. It is one of my favorite fights of all time. But of course, it's not on here.
Yeah. I think that Tanjiro Nezuko versus Rue is going to win.
Yeah, which demon was Rui?
Yeah, which one was that again?
That was the spider.
Yeah, that fight was
that
the
was
one that everybody was just replaying that like 3-minute scene.
The one where you're like, he got him!
Yeah.
Wait, no! Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we got Best Antagonist, which is I from Babylon, Angela and Carol and Tuesday, Askeladd in Vinland Saga, Garu in One Punch Man Season 2, Isabella from The Promised Neverland, and Overhaul from My Hero Academia Season 4.
I'm going with Askeladd from Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
That would be my vote, too. Isabella is really close, too. But I actually thought Isabella's character in the manga was better than the anime because they were able to kind of elaborate more on her. Like, you only get, like, the... Spoilers! You only get the little part of the episode where you figure out that Isabella is the mom of... what's his name?
Ray?
Yeah.
Norman?
Yeah. Not Norman, Ray. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of...
Now I have two things that I'm like,
I'm
yay!
sorry.
That's okay.
There, trust me, it's a huge story. That's only just
I
a
know.
little piece of the whole
I
puzzle.
need to get to reading it.
But yeah, I think Askeladd was awesome.
He's so like calculating. That's what I really liked about his character.
Yeah, there's times where he does things that make absolutely no sense, and then eventually it's like, oh, okay.
And he knows how to manipulate Thorfinn so well. Oh my gosh.
So we have Best Protagonist, Emma from Promised Neverland, Hakimaru from Dororo, Saitama from One Punch Man Season 2, Senku from Dr. Stone, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, and Toru Honda from Fruits Basket.
I'm just happy I've actually seen half of these. But, I mean, it's got to be Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Senku and Saitama were both fun, but they just didn't really blow me away nearly with all the stuff that Tanjiro had to go through and his struggle and his storyline just has a much more solid thread to it.
And he's so devoted to Nezuko too.
Exactly.
All right, so we got character designs. We'll do this one quickly. We got Carol and Tuesday, Dororo, Dr. Stone, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Sari Zanmai.
Hey,
I got it finally.
bravo!
And Vinland Saga. My vote's going to go for Vinland Saga just because there were some episodes where the animation kind of faltered a little bit, but when it comes to bringing those characters to life off the manga page, I thought Vinland Saga did a really good job.
Yeah. I liked how Dororo was able to update the designs from Tezuka's 1960s manga to present day.
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty good job on that.
I think the character designer for that was the same one that was the one that brought JoJo's to like updated as well too. So I think there's a lot of experience there bringing those characters to life.
I've always been a big fan of the style of Carol and Tuesday because that same artist also worked on like Cowboy Bebop, Eureka 7. It's got this sort of not traditional anime style to it that makes it look a little more realistic, and I've just always loved that vibe. And I think they brought a lot of that to Carol and Tuesday, and the characters in there all have a unique look. None of them are like, oh, you look just like that guy over there, and just it helps differentiate the characters so well, and they each have their own personal style too.
Yeah.
I just watched the show. It doesn't matter.
All right, so now we have Best Director, Attack on Titan Season 3, Babylon, Carol and Tuesday, Mob Psycho 102, Sari Zanmai, and Vinland Saga.
I just remember the director for Zanmai say that he pitched like the idea and neglected to tell them that it was like, oh yeah, and you get these things out of people's butts because that's what coppers do.
Oops,
It's like
Yeah, I forgot to do
entire
that.
presentation, everybody's on board, and then he just pauses and goes, and butt stuff. What? Nothing?
It's like, kudos for getting that through, dude. I don't know if that earns him Best Director, but I was amused.
Yeah. I thought the direction for Season 3 Attack on Titan was great. I mean, Vinland Saga was really good too, but I don't know. I think Attack on Titan Season 3 resurrected it from the grave of Season 2, where a bunch of people kind of left it. And Season 3 kind of brought everything back to why this show is so awesome. So, and we got Best Score, Attack on Titan Season 3, Carol and Tuesday, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Dr. Stone, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, and The Rising of the Shield Hero.
You see, I think this is one where Demon Slayer is most likely to lose.
Yeah.
Because you've got Carol and Tuesday, a literal like music anime.
Yeah.
And then you've got the operatics of Attack on Titan as well.
I feel like if I was better prepared, I could substitute some people or some shows for this. Because like I'm thinking of these scores and I'm like, I don't remember any of these.
Yeah,
Usually
exactly.
if they're really good, I'm like, I need that soundtrack.
But this is a case where like the story just overwhelms that.
Yeah.
You just don't notice it, or it just doesn't stand out enough.
And I know that like one of the opening songs for Rising of the Shield Hero caught my attention a lot, and I kind of like notice the music when it's a swell, when action's happening, but I don't like remember what it sounds like. I remember noticing the music for that. I got nothing.
Yeah. All right. Then we have Best Girl.
That naming.
Should I don't know. How do we define this?
Yeah.
Best girl.
I'm just going to say, I'm not even going to read all of them because Nezuko's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, I don't know. Raphtalia.
Yeah, Raphtalia.
Yeah, that's the fight.
Raphtalia.
Yeah.
Chica also has a lot of fans.
Yeah, Raphtalia for Best Girl for I Want Her as a Girlfriend, and Nezuko as the sister I must protect.
Yeah.
Who will win? Sorry, everyone else.
Thanks for the fake category.
And then there's also Best Boy, which I think Tanjiro is just going to kind of clean up there, too. Even though I really like Mob, I don't think people look at Mob as a Best Boy, sadly.
Yeah, these choices are a little weird.
And also, I like to
Yeah.
see that Kanata from Astro
Yeah.
Lost in Space made
Yeah.
the cut too. He's fun, but at the same time, too much good competition here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got Best Boy, Bruno Budarakiri?
I don't know.
Bucciarati.
Bucciarati.
It's Italian.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, Hakimaru from Dororo,
You gotta hold your
Kanata from
No, you
Astro Lost
don't.
in
With the 3
Space,
fingers.
Mob from Mob Psycho.
It's an emoji.
Oh, we already just
Yeah,
did
we
this
just
one.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing
So
track of
stop
it.
it.
All right.
It's like,
It's
okay.
all blending together. Best Animation, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan Season 3, Mob Psycho 100, Sari Zanmai, Vinland Saga, and Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. God. Sure it's not based on a light novel?
Right?
The thing with this, though, is the animations, like Mob Psycho is a completely different kind of animation than everything else, especially that final battle. Vinland Saga, like the animation and that's good, but there's some episodes where it does tend to taper off a little bit. And the same thing could be said about Demon Slayer too. Like I think the only one on this list that was like consistent, great animation every episode was Attack on Titan. I don't know if anybody agrees with that, but
I would lean towards that, even though I haven't seen it.
Demon Slayer will win
Oh,
because it's Demon
yeah.
Slayer.
Demon
Yeah.
Slayer had those epic battle scenes that were just so perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people remember. They don't remember the downgrade,
Like
the standard scenes. where
Yeah,
they're
the
just
high
talking
points,
and
like
talking.
when Tanjiro remembers his dad's like fire dancing technique. That will pop in people's minds. This is why this show should win. But there were also moments where it's just like, oh, they're just lying in bed here, recovering from their wounds.
Yeah. And then Anime of the Year, Demon Slayer,
Yeah, Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. We don't
Carol
need to read the
Tuesday,
rest of them.
Mob Psycho 102. I do like that they threw Old Maiden of Your Savage Season in there because that was a really cool show that unfortunately nobody got to see
Yeah.
because they got lost on Sentai's High Dive.
Yeah.
Vinland Saga, which got lost on Amazon Prime and Promised Neverland, but Demon Slayer will win.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'll just
Yeah.
roll everything.
Yeah, I am happy to see that that My Hero Academia wasn't on here very much for their newest season. Like, I don't mean to dog it, but out of all the seasons, I thought this last one was kind of the weakest. So I don't want to say the hype train for My Hero Academia is done, but I think it's starting to kind of taper off a little bit.
I don't think it's got that explosion, like really obsessive vibe to it anymore. I think it's just that the fans that love it are there, they're going to stay, and it's now like that nice smoldering slow burn that's always just going to be alive.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, that's the Crunchyroll Awards, or it should be called the Demon Slayer Awards.
We'll see how well we guessed.
Yeah. So other than that, kind of what's going on here is, as of the podcast, we have our Yen Press sale going on.
Yay!
Quinn, what is a great series from Yen Press that you recommend people to read?
I don't really have anything. It's Interspecies Reviewer. Go buy it. and be prepared for the uncensored boobs. I'm just saying. If you don't like that stuff, you're gonna see them in the manga. So be prepared. They also have like a spin-off series, which I haven't checked out. I don't know what that's about. But they have another one up there too. So there are a total of 4. You can go buy them now.
Yeah.
We'll try and keep them in stock.
But yeah, Yen Press sale. Every time it's the Interspecies Reviewer, it's just...
I'm the only
book
one in
exists.
this company who's seen it. I have no one to talk to.
Yeah. But no, I mean, there's a
You
lot of
won't
other...
have anyone
Yeah.
to talk to for a while.
There's a lot of other great Yen Press stuff, such as Sword Art Online and Konosuba as well. So.
Case study of Vanitas.
And you can always catch up on the nice collector's edition of Fruits Basket as well.
Yes.
So
Ooh, yeah.
plenty of good stuff there. And then in a couple weeks, we are going to NakaCon. We will have a couple panels there. As of right now, we will have a shiny new anime where we talk about all the new anime that has come out. We will do an industry panel. Hopefully we'll have some cool announcements for you there. And then I will be running a fun trivia panel where you can win tons of prizes. And that is in Overland Park, NakaCon. And that is the second weekend of March, I believe.
Road trip.
Yeah, it's March the 13th through something.
Yeah. And that kickstarts our convention season, and we have Anime Detour in Minneapolis, ASEN in Chicago, Anime Iowa, and many others. So, but yeah. Short episode this week. We are all still trying to get back into the groove of everything, yes. And next thing we know, the birthday sale will be here. So.
Oh god, no, too soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
We'll
anywho,
be here.
that's everything here at Right Stuff, and we will see you guys hopefully again in 2 weeks.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll
We'll
try.
see.
We know you know our track record by now.
We're
Yeah.
gonna try.
We'll see you in April.
Oh, it's long. It's all
We
long.
promise March, even if it's just one of us talking to a microphone. We'll be here. Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Right Stuff Anime. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your questions or comments to rspodcast@rightstuff.com, and we might just answer them in a future episode. That's rspodcast@rightstuff.com.